Hey there, and welcome to Chi Flow with Joe. So, it's going to be really great to have you as part of the class. Every morning at 8:30 we meet together, and there are a few things that we do every morning to just kind of almost plug us into the energy of the universe. So I wanted to share those with you so that you knew what I was talking about when I start saying it, because the way that the Chi Flow goes is we usually have a theme for the month. And if you're just starting out, maybe it's the middle of the month, it doesn't really matter because we do the flow quite repetitively, and I will always talk you through new movements. But there are some points that I just thought it would be really handy if you knew them before you began. So you may hear me talking about the lower Dan Tien, the middle Dan Tien, and the upper Dan Tien. So in Chinese medicine we have three Dan Tien, and Dan Tien means energy center, elixir field. These three areas where energy kind of gathers and stores. And really, where we want to be focusing on is the lower dantian. So you find your belly button, and two fingers below the belly button. That's a point called CV6, and that is kind of around where your lower dantian is. But even if you kind of just rub below your belly button, you will find your lower dantian. Now, quite often I will say you cover your hands over the lower dantian. And if you're a woman, generally it's the left hand over right, and if you're a man, it's the right over left. Now, that's because traditionally the left side is yin and the right side is yang. So as a woman, we want the yin to be over the yang, and as a man, we want the yang to be over the woman, over the female, over the yin. But really, I don't go with that so much, because I think that yin and yang are completely flexible, and you have to remember that as a woman, I am yin on the outside and yang on the middle, and the men are yang on the outside and yin in the middle. But you know what? I can feel more yin days and more yang days. I can feel very soft and receptive, which is yin, and yang and active, which is male, on different days, depending on the weather, depending on what I've eaten, depending on how I've slept. So I really encourage you to always go with how you feel. So if you feel left over right, perfect. If you feel right over left, perfect. Try it out, see how it feels. Also, you want to be making the connection. So one thumb goes into the point in the webbing, and the other one is pressing into the palm of the hand. So we have a connection as we press onto the dantian. Okay, and that's the lower dantian. And the lower dantian is all about our vitality. It's our earthly energy, our sexual energy. It's our real thrive, survive, procreate, and live energy. Our heart energy, that's our shen. It's our spirit. It's the thing that goes on living, that sometimes you see it depicted as a flame because it's in the heart, and in a Christian tradition you might see a flame on top of the head to denote the Holy Spirit. Often the flame is seen as a spirit, and that's held in the middle dantian. And in the top dantian, that's our connection to our yi, the consciousness of the cosmos. So we want to keep that really open so that we can receive the consciousness of the cosmos, and our heart nice and open. So always we return the energy back to the lower dantian. All right. So there's the three dantians. And now you might hear me talk about a few different points. We always begin with kidney 1. And kidney 1 is in the base of the foot. And it is, if you draw a line across the ball of the foot and through the big toe, it's that. It's the right, if you make your foot into kind of like a curve, it's right at the bottom, right at that depression. That's your kidney 1 point. Really, when you're standing on the ground, that's the kidney 1 point. I want you to be able to draw the chi up from the earth, okay? And I will also talk about the Lao Gong Points, and these are in the center of your palms. So when you squeeze your palms, you will be able to find where your middle finger falls is your Lao Gong point. And that's another really big point. And we also connect in with the lower Dan Tien, that CV6 point, and the Bai Wei point. Now, thumbs on top of the ears, and as if you were wearing an Alice band, but your fingers just meet in the middle. So, thumbs right on top of the ears where the middle finger meets, that's your Bai Wei point. So you would imagine you had a golden thread pulling you up, 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 out of the top of the body through that Bai Wei point. So there's your main points. So if I talk about kind of breathing through the Lao Gong points, that's the palms. Kidney 1, that's the feet. Bai Wei, top of the head. So we've got the 3 Dan Tiens, and then we've got the 3 main points in the lower, the middle, and the top of the body. And last thing is that you will also hear me talk about every morning we connect into the North Star, and we use the perineum because this is where the 2 governing conception vessels begin, with the perineum just in front of the anus and behind the scrotum or the labia. That is our $1 million point, okay? So the Bai Wei point and that $1 million point kind of connect together, and we draw the energy right up out of the top of the head, and we take the energy from the top of the head to the North Star. And if you are practicing in Japan or Australia or New Zealand, then you want to take that to the Southern Cross. We have a pole that runs through the center of the earth, and we have the North Pole and the South Pole, and they are attached to either the Southern Cross or the Northern Star. So our earth spins around, but the poles stay completely still. So it's important in Qigong that we have this kind of knowledge that no matter how much we move, it's always around a still point. So for the Bai Wei point, that's the Northern Star, and then at the beginning we connect into that $1 million point right at the bottom of, in between the anus and the scrotum, the perineum area, and take that down to the center, the core of the earth. Because the stars, they're yang and the earth is yin, and between those 2 poles the energy travels and creates even more energy, and that's energy for you. And we will use that energy, flow that energy through Chi Flow with Jo. So I hope that wasn't too much information, but that's it. Your 3 energy centers, your main points, and understanding that we are always stuck to the planet that's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, but we always have a still point to really kind of ground and focus ourselves. I love Chi Flow. It really is my grounding. It's the center of my happiness. It's where I know that if I don't feel well, I get up and I go to the mat, and there I know that things will change. So I do encourage you, even if you can't make the records, to do, a few practices a week. It makes all the difference. And it's not like there's a magic point to press. It's just doing the practice. And we're all there for you. Come and ask me anything in the Q&A. And I love to see you. May you be happy and may you be well. May I be happy, may I be well. May all beings everywhere be happy, safe and well. Have a chi-filled day. And I'll see you at Chi Flow with Jo.